So, good morning, dear students. I hope all are doing well. Please take good care of yourself, your surroundings. Listen and obey to your parents. And go through the lectures which are delivered. And please prepare for your upcoming examination. So, we are going to start with the next chapter of geography, chapter 6. Now, chapter 5, that is minerals and power resources. That chapter is cut by the CBSE. So, that from 5th chapter, only map question will come. The entire chapter of theory has been cancelled. So, we are going to start with 6th chapter, that is manufacturing industries. So, what is the meaning of manufacturing industries? To make something, simple words. Where do we make something? The things are made in the factories or industries. So, that is called as industrial sector. So, manufacturing is which sector? Secondary sector. Primary is which sector? Agricultural sector. Secondary is which sector? Industrial sector. So we are talking about manufacturing industries, right? So what is manufacturing industries? Production of goods in large quantities after processing from raw materials to make valuable products is called manufacturing. So when things or products are made in large quantities, and that not with hand but with by machines and by using the technologies, it is called as manufacturing. Manufacturing fall under which sector? I have told secondary sector. What is the secondary sector? The industrial sector is called as the secondary sector. Now what does the secondary sector do? The secondary sector add value to the primary product. The secondary sector add value to the primary products. Yes, so manufacturing come under the secondary sector or industrial sector. The workers employed in secondary activities manufacture primary materials into finished goods. They manufacture primary goods into finished goods, thus adding value to it. Right? Suppose bread. Bread is made by what? By wheat. Right? Now, directly by wheat, bread is not made. There is a process which is there. Now, this processing, through the processing, what is done to the grain of wheat, what has been done? Excuse me, value has been added. So, this value addition work is done in the industrial sector. They add value to the primary product. Now, what has been done to the bread? What has been done to the wheat? The wheat has been added with value, and what has been done? It is made into bread. Yes, so the secondary sector add value to the primary product. And they make them into finished products, thus adding the value. Now, all the workers employed in steel factories, textile industries, bakeries, and so many this type of industries fall in the category of manufacturing industries or secondary sector. Okay, now the economic strength of a country is measured by the development of manufacturing industries. It is important to note that the economic strength of our country is measured by the development of manufacturing industries, meaning many countries are called developed countries. Some countries have developed because of industries. Not some, but most of the countries, they develop because of industries. Now, why we are lagging behind certain places? We are lagging behind in India in certain places because the manufacturing sector is not as large as compared to the other developed countries of the world. Very soon we are going to achieve this aspect also. So the economic strength of a country depend upon the development of manufacturing industries. Therefore, manufacturing industries is considered to be a very important concept. Okay, now this is important question. What is the importance of manufacturing industries? Manufacturing sector is considered the backbone of development and economic development in particular. That means if a country has to develop, what does it has? What it should do? It should have what? Manufacturing industries in large number, which will help in the economic and overall development of a country. Now, manufacturing industries help to modernize agriculture and reduce the heavy dependence of people on agriculture, meaning India is considered to be an agrarian country, an agriculture based country where most of the people are employed in agriculture and allied industries. Now, if most of the people work in agriculture, we have seen disguised unemployment, right? You remember, there is disguised unemployment, means the number of people who are working are not required. If you remove a few from there, then also the production will not be affected. So, if industries will develop, a lot of disguised laborers from the agricultural sector can be employed in the industries. And what will happen? The dependence on agriculture will reduce and more number of people will get employed in industries. Second, industrial sector or manufacturing sector help in eradication of unemployment and poverty. A lot of people who are unemployed, they seem like employed but they are not employed under the disguised unemployment, and otherwise if they don't have anything to do, the people who are unemployed and those who are suffering poverty, they can get a lot of work in industries, and thus eradication means removing. We can remove unemployment and poverty from our country. Export of manufactured goods expand trade and commerce. This is a very important point. If we export raw materials, as we did when Britishers were there, they used to take all the raw material from India and sell finished product in India. Then what happens? When we export raw material and when we import finished product, we have to import on high cost, and the cost of the imported product that the consumer will buy will be very high. So, if we will export finished products manufactured in the industries, what will happen? We will get more price for it, and industrial development or export of finished products will help in making the economy strong. Right? Now, fourth, countries which transform their raw materials into a wide variety of finished products get more prosperous. This is a very now important concept. The countries which export finished products definitely will get more money for it and their economic standard will increase. So this is the importance of manufacturing. Next, interdependence of agriculture and industry. Now, agriculture and industry are complementary. They do not compete with each other. They do not compete, but they are complementary. What is complementary? They go hand in hand. Suppose many agro-based industries are there, like cotton industry, jute industry, sugar industry, tea, coffee industry, and so on. So all these agro-based industries depend on what? Industries to produce the machines for making the products, right? Now, these I repeat again, the agro-based industries, that is agricultural-based industries like tea, coffee, sugar, they depend on agriculture. They depend on agriculture to provide them raw materials for their industries. So, if demand from industry will increase, what will happen? The agricultural sector have to improve and increase their production. The result will be agricultural sector will also develop and industrial sector will also develop. So interdependence of agriculture and industries. Let's see this. Agriculture and industry go hand in hand, meaning if demand from one sector will increase, the demand from other sector would also be provided or increased. Agro-based industries have helped to increase agricultural demand. Whichever industry is using the raw materials coming from agriculture, if they demand more raw materials, agricultural sector have to produce more, and the result will be both agricultural sector and industrial sector will improve, right? Next, many industries produce agricultural tools, machines, pesticides, chemicals, insecticides, PVC pipes. Now see, these industries are making the products which are only used by agricultural sector. If the demand for raw material will increase, agricultural production will increase. If agricultural production will increase, the demand for industrial products will also increase. The result will be industry and agriculture both will improve side by side. It means agriculture and industry are complementary. What is it? Complementary means they go hand in hand. They do not compete with each other, but they support each other. All right? Our agricultural products must be at par with the quality of international market. It is important when we are making products, our agricultural products, it should be as par or to the standards of the international market. Suppose we are exporting agricultural or industrial product. The standard of the products made in India should be equal and more than the standards of the international market. Then only the products would be sold or we would get a better price for our products. Okay. So I hope you are clear. Interdependence of agriculture and industries. Next important topic, contribution of industry to national economy. What is the contribution of industry in the economic development of the country? Over the last 2 decades, now what is a decade? What is a century? A century has how many years? 100. So a decade has how many years? 10. Right? So over the last 2 decades, meaning over the last 20 years, the share of manufacturing sector has stagnated to 17% in our GDP. In simple words, in the last 20 years, the manufacturing sector is only able to provide 17% to our gross domestic product. The share of manufacturing sector is only 17%, mean stagnated. What is stagnated? Remained the same. This is much low as compared to many of the East Asian countries. Our neighboring countries, if we compare, the share of the industrial sector in those countries is quite high, but in India it is quite low. It has been stagnant, meaning remained the same. How much? 17%. Okay, to undo this, that means to improve the industrial production and to make help the industries to make the products which are as per the international standards, the government of India have made an important agency. What is this? What is the name of this agency? The National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council. I repeat, the National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council, NMCC, has been set up to improve the industrial production. Why should we improve the industrial production? So that we can compete with the other countries of the world. When we go to sell our products in the international market, we will get a good price for it, like the other countries, the other industrial countries are getting. Who is helping out in this? To improve the standard of the industrial product, the NMCC. Please learn it by heart. The National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council. I hope you are clear, children. Okay, so we move to the next part. What is that? Industrial location. Simple. Where can industries be located? This is a question. What is your answer? Where good climatic conditions are there, water is there, banking facilities are there, electric supply is there, where labor is available on cheap cost, and very important, where raw materials are available in the nearby areas. Where all these things are available, their industries can be located. But Is it possible that all these things, what are all these things I told? Good climatic condition, good water supply, electricity, raw materials, cheap labor, research and development, banking facilities, can they all be available at one place? No. So, where can industries be located? Industries can be located in the areas where a large number of these factors which are required are available in one area, and so their industries can be located. Right? I hope you are clear. Many industries are located, they come together and make use of the advantages offered by urban centers. Now the government of India, they make special economic zones. They are called EEZ. What they are called? Special economic zones, EEZ. In these areas, the government provide all the facilities to industrialists. What are the facilities? Transport, trade, labor, electricity on low price, water supply, and all the facilities needed by the industrialist to make a industry. Permissions all are provided to the people at a particular place, and what is that place called? EEZ, or a special economic zone, like we have one in Pithampur near Indore. Yes. Now, so what happens when government provide these facilities on low cost? Many industries start to develop there. One industry, two industries, 10 industries, 20 industries, because who is supporting? The government is supporting. Now, when number of industries are located in the same place which is given by the government, provided with all the facilities on low cost, it is called agglomeration economies. What happened? What is agglomeration? Increasing. Yes, one industry is there, another will come. Another is there, another will come. Another is there, another will come. So, number of people employed, then houses will be constructed, schools will be constructed, facilities will be provided, and this will become a huge big center. It is called agglomeration economy. What is it called? Agglomeration economy. In the pre-independence period, most of the industries were located in the port areas. Now, if we say that Mumbai today is such a big industrial area, yes, Noida or Delhi is such a big industrial area. Okay, Noida will drop now. Chennai, in the olden days, it was called as Madras, and Calcutta, as it was the old name. These three places, Bombay, Calcutta or Madras, is supposed to be huge industrial area today also. Why it is like that? Because in the pre means before our independence, most of the industries were located here. Why they were located here? Because they were port towns. They were near the sea and they were the port towns. This resulted in the development of large industrial sector. The British started their export and import of goods from the port towns, and they became huge agglomeration economies. New industries started to open in the port areas, and they became huge big industrial areas. What are they called? Agglomeration economies. Alright, so we move to the next part, that is classification of industries. How are the industries classified? Now, I have told already, industries are classified on the basis of their source. On the basis of their source, right? So, what is the classification of industry? First, on the basis of their source of raw materials used. What is the first one? Agro-based, and second is mineral-based. Okay, so agro-based. What are agro-based industry? I have told already. Industries which use agricultural raw materials are called agro-based industries. Like what? Tea, coffee, jute, sugar, rubber, all these are called agro-based industry. So what are mineral-based industries? Industries which use minerals for their raw minerals for as their components. So it is called as mineral based industry. Iron and steel industry, copper industries, all these are called as mineral based industry. So what is the first classification? On the basis of the sources of raw material. What is the two classification? Agro based and mineral based. Now second, according to their role. According to the role, what is that? Basic or key industries and consumer industry, meaning basic industry. See, iron and steel industries are called basic industry, or they are called key industries. Why? Because they provide basis for the other small and medium industries. In simple words, all the big machines are manufactured in the iron and steel industries. They provide these machines to the medium and small industries or large industries, and those industries will thus start their production. So huge big industries are made, therefore they are called as, they are the basis for the other industries. Therefore iron and steel industries are called basic or key industries. So on the basis of their main role, basic or key industries and consumer industries. What is consumer industries? Industries which provide consumer products like what? Suppose we say toothpaste, we say bread, we say sugar, we say paper, all so many thousands and thousands of products are made which are directly consumed by people. Shampoos or cosmetics, all are consumer industries. Yes, so on the basis of their role, basic industries and consumer industries. Next, on the basis of capital investment, meaning how much money is invested. On the basis of that, the industries are classified. What are they called? Large scale and small scale. See, I will give you one very common bifurcation between the two. What are large scale industries? Which use more than 1 crore rupee as investment. And what are small scale industries? The investment is less than 1 crore. Clear? So industries which use more than 1 crore rupees for their establishment are called large scale industry. They also employ large number of people and use large number of machines, while small scale industries have less than 1 crore rupees of investment and they use lesser number of employed people and lesser machines. Right? Next, on the basis of ownership. Now what is ownership? Who is the owner of the 5 factors of production? We have done in the first chapter in 9th class economics. The 5 factors of production: land, labor, capital, organization and enterprise. Whoever is the owner of that, of those factors of production, will be the owner of the particular industry or particular sector. Now what is that? On the basis of ownership: public sector, private sector, joint sector and cooperative sector. What is public sector? Owned and run by government. What is private sector? Owned and run by individual for self-interest and profit motive. What is joint sector? Jointly run by state and individuals or the people. Then cooperative sector, owned by producers, suppliers and workers. All right. In simple words, suppose BHEL, that is the Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited, it is run and controlled by the government. So it is a public sector, right? Private sector. Suppose we talk about Reliance Industry. Reliance Industry is a private sector. All the profit, whatever will come, is owned by the owners, by Mukesh Ambani and the group of the directors who are the owners of the private sector. Joint sector. Joint sector is jointly run by whom? The state as well as the individual. That is the government as well as the individual. We can buy shares and of different companies run by the government and or by the private sector also sometimes, and they are called as joint sector. And when producers, suppliers and workers, they are the owners of particular sectors, it is called as cooperative sector. Suppose the sugar industry in Maharashtra is a cooperative sector. How do we know that? It means that the farmers who are producing sugarcane also have a share in the sugar industry. So whatever profit will come of the cooperative sugar industry will be shared by whom? Producers, suppliers and the workers, right? So this is a cooperative sector. So this way the industries are classified on the basis of ownership. What is the first one? Public sector. Second, private sector. Third, joint sector. And fourth, cooperative sector. Now the next classification on the basis of bulk and weight. Bulk and weight. Heavy industries and light industries. Industries which produce heavy raw materials or heavy finished products are called as heavy industries, like iron and steel industries. And industries which produce light materials, raw materials, is called as light industries. Suppose heavy industries, they make engines, railway engines, right? So it is a heavy industry. What is a light industry? Suppose ready-made clothes, or electrical industries, suppose making tube lights or CFL bulbs or any small products, mobile phones or handsets. What are they called? Light industries. They produce light materials. So this is the classification of different industries. This part is finished. This is end of part 1. There will be more parts coming up. So please go through this. And if you have any doubt, children, I have been telling you this again and again. If you have any doubt, you will write your doubts. You will ask them in the campus care, in the message box over there. And you will not write anything in the YouTube comment section. I hope you are clear. And if you will write there in the campus care, your doubts will be cleared. I hope this lesson is up till here, it is clear to you. If you have any doubt, you are welcome to ask them, but in the message box of the campus care. Okay, so this is end of part 1. God bless you, children. Have a good day.